We elect a Board of Education to define our educational priorities and determine the method we will use to reach them. We elect a Board of Finance to work with the Board of Ed to make sure that the financial plans they submit are aligned with their stated objectives and their commitment to service to the town. The job of the Board of Finance is not to second-guess those priorities or those commitments. It is appropriate to work cooperatively to identify possible efficiencies. In that regard, we should note that educational spending in Brookfield is among the lowest in the state, yet our results, as measured in test scores, is quite high. To me, that speaks of high productivity, efficiencies, and effectiveness in the way our Board of Education uses the resources they currently have. However, we should note that over the past 2 years, because of lack of funding, we have had to increase class sizes, which will impact test results in the future. We have instituted pay for participation, which excludes some students from participating in activities they would otherwise experience. Over the years, Brookfield has cut back on programs in art and music. We have eliminated over 35 teaching positions in order to respond to financial restrictions. This past April, the Board of Ed presented a $36.5 million budget. That was an increase of just $460,000 or 1.3%. Every member of the Board of Finance agreed that this budget was a good budget. It was consistent with the goals of the Board of Ed. There was no waste, and it represented wise use of taxpayer funds. Yet they did not give the voters an opportunity to vote on this budget. Instead, they arbitrarily reduced this, and every one of our opponents supported a budget recommendation that would have reduced that funding by $1 million to levels of funding less than 2 years ago. Later, after the public hearing, the board did add back some funding, but still proposed a budget that was $88,000 less than what the Board of Education had to spend the year before. To me, this sent a very negative message about Brookfield. It sent a negative tone about our priorities. Under these circumstances, universal praise for a budget that was capriciously reduced, I cannot fathom how anyone can say we adequately fund education. Those who say we should be wise in how we allocate our funds are right. But if they think that we are not already doing that, they are misinformed. Brookfield's education system should be a jewel in our town. A good school system is something we can all be proud of. It is something we all benefit from. We want to continue to draw people to Brookfield, to encourage people to value our town as a place where you can live and raise a family. This represents our commitment to our community.